Shang Tsung was once the champion of Mortal Kombat. Representing the invading realm of Outworld, Shang Tsung almost succeeded in winning the 10 consecutive Mortal Kombat tournaments necessary for Earth to be claimed. However, he was defeated by Kung Lao, the Order of Light's chosen representative. When Shang Tsung returned for the next tournament, he had been prematurely aged, a punishment from Shao Kahn, the Emperor of Outworld. With him came Goro, the Prince of the Shokan, one of the many races conquered by Outworld. Goro defeated and killed Kung Lao, claiming the title of champion of Mortal Kombat. 500 years later, Goro has remained undefeated. Outworld has now won 9 consecutive tournaments. This is where our story begins. Prince Goro is hunting reptiles in his lair when suddenly Raiden appears. The Thunder God extends an offer to the Shokan to join Earthrealm's side, but is refused. Raiden blasts Goro to the ground before ominously vowing that Goro will regret his decision and teleporting away. In Hong Kong, the participants of the coming tournament are boarding a ship bound for Shang Tsung's island. Johnny Cage, the movie star, is being pled to by his assistants not to go, but Johnny assures them he'll win the tournament and they'll make a movie out of the experience. Kano, the Black Dragon mercenary, is in a high-speed chase, with Special Forces leader Sonya Blade on his tail. By the time Kano reaches the pier, the ship has already departed. With no other choice, he drives up the pier and swims to the ship. Sonya and her partner Lance choose not to open fire on the ship, instead calling for a speedboat to meet the vessel in open water. On the island, Shang Tsung reveals to Goro he is close to unlocking the power of a tome known as the Tao Te Zhan, and is considering postponing the tournament until he can do so. From there we cut to Liu Kang, who is having a flashback of how he came to be on the ship. Though he left the Order of Light to live in America, he was invited to participate in the tournament nonetheless. After receiving the invitation, Kang returned to the Order to convey his intentions. Master Wu informed Liu that they had already chosen a champion to attend. Twin fighting monks sing and sang that can fuse into a single being named Siang. Despite this, Master Wu gave Kang his blessing to enter. Liu's flashback is interrupted by a brawl between Kano and Johnny. Seeing that Kano jumped Johnny with some additional goons, Liu decides to participate on the side of the movie star. Together, they easily defeat Kano and the others. Sub-Zero is overlooking the fight while conversing with another Lin Kuei member named Hydro. Hydro expresses concern over a lingering injury that Sub-Zero has. Sub-Zero sustained it 2 years prior when he killed Scorpion. However, the pain is more intense than it has been in the past. Sub-Zero knows it means that Scorpion is on the ship. Scorpion appears in corporeal form and states that his soul cannot join his clan in the afterlife until he avenges his death and kills Sub-Zero. The two fight, culminating in Sub-Zero successfully freezing and shattering Scorpion's body, only for Scorpion to reappear in spectral form and declare that he only needs to win once. Scorpion vanishes. While Sub-Zero is lamenting, showing fear to him, he is attacked from behind by Lance and Sonya, who have boarded the ship. Things de-escalate quickly as they hear a voice shout that they're approaching land. On shore, Shang Tsung awaits and introduces them to Goro, the champion of Mortal Kombat. Sonya interrupts, but Shang informs her that she has no jurisdiction on the island and can either participate in the tournament or leave. The first official fight is between Lance and Kano. Sonya tells Lance he doesn't have to go through with it, but he insists. Lance loses and Kano kills him in front of Sonya. Sonya rages and attacks Kano. The guards and Goro converge and restrain her. Goro personally takes her away to be imprisoned. Meanwhile, Sub-Zero is about to partake in his first fight of the tournament. His opponent is a 6-armed being named Grum. Sub-Zero easily defeats him. Goro arrives in time to see the victory and escorts Sub-Zero away as well. When we see the dungeon, we learn it is not only Sub-Zero and Sonya being held there, but Siang as well. Raiden breaks through a window to confront Shang Tsung, who reveals the Tao Te Zhan was sealed by the Order of Light. This is why Shang Tsung has imprisoned the competitors, to delay the tournament until he can obtain the power of the Tome and ensure the 10th and final victory of Outworld. Soon after, Liu, Johnny, and Hydro are taken prisoner as well. Kano, who is sneaking around in hopes of finding valuables to steal, overhears Shang talk about the book. The second Shang leaves the book unattended, Kano takes it and runs. Unfortunately for Kano, he runs straight into Goro, who easily defeats the Black Dragon mercenary and leaves him with the rest of the prisoners. However, Goro does not realize Kano has the book. Scorpion appears in the dungeons and frees Sub-Zero, who in turn frees the others. Scorpion conveys that he did this because he would not have his vengeance denied in this way. No sooner than they are freed does Goro reappear. Siang is the first to engage the Shokan Prince. Goro tears the monks out of their fused state and bashes their heads together, killing them. Raiden appears and begins fighting Goro. Everyone except Kano joins in as well. Even with the odds stacked against him, Goro still emerges victorious. Just as he is declaring victory and for Shang Tsung to take their souls, Goro is mysteriously teleported away. Raiden and Shang Tsung both don't know how it happened, but Raiden takes the opportunity to open a portal between Earthrealm and Outworld and fly his champions through it. However, doing so scattered them throughout the realm. Raiden and Sub-Zero happen to land in the same location. They find Hydro's tracks, but as soon as they do, Sub-Zero senses the presence of Scorpion nearby. They rush to find them but are too late. Scorpion has already killed Hydro. Sub-Zero fights Scorpion once more, succeeding in shattering him again. Scorpion relents that maybe he underestimated Sub-Zero and leaves to obtain more power, claiming he knows where to find it. We cut from there to an undisclosed American city. A couple of cops are on patrol when Goro appears in the street. They draw their weapons on Goro. The Shokan Prince presumes they are the ones who teleported him here and smashes their vehicle. A crow named Rook appears and vaporizes the cops before beckoning Goro to follow him. The crow leads Goro to a sorcerer named Zagat. Goro attempts to attack Zagat, but the sorcerer uses his magic to subdue the Shokan Prince. Zagat then claims he is older and more powerful than Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn while opening a portal to Outworld. Meanwhile, Shang Tsung sends a message to Outworld. He informs Reptile, Baraka, Katana, and Melina that Goro has vanished, and tasks them with finding him. Baraka does not accept being commanded by Shang Tsung and picks a fight with Reptile. But Katana plays the mediator and gets them on the same page so they can all work together. Goro resumes his attack on Zagat as soon as they arrive in Outworld. Zagat reveals his purpose for bringing them here was to use Goro as a base for his new creation, the Combatant. Goro takes the Combatant lightly, presuming it's a cheap knockoff. The Combatant quickly shows that he not only has the strength of Goro, but the abilities of the other participants of Mortal Kombat as well. Goro is defeated, breaking his 500-year undefeated streak. Back in Earthrealm, against the orders of his superiors, Major Jackson Briggs has taken a speedboat out to search for Sonya. Amidst a storm, Jax crashes the boat and is flung into the ocean, but manages to climb to safety and find his way to the island. Jax finds Shang Tsung casually enjoying a meal. Shang invites Jax to join him, but Jax smashes the table. Shang Tsung lies and tells Jax that Sonya has been taken as Goro's prisoner to Outworld and offers to send him there to search for her. Shang gives Jax an orb and instructs that when he finds Goro, he is to touch the stone. Jax agrees and is teleported to Outworld. Goro is blasted by the Combatant and awakes in the Library of Order. A man introduces himself as Abacus. Goro notices that Abacus bears a resemblance to Zagat, after which Abacus reveals that Zagat is his brother and they are both gods like Raiden. Zagat being the god of chaos and Abacus being the god of order. Abacus tells Goro that he has created the ultimate weapon of order and wants Goro to be the one to wield it. Back on Shang Tsung's island, word is spreading that Goro has disappeared. Shang Tsung transforms into the Shokan Prince to assure the remaining Mortal Kombat participants that the champion is still there ready to defend his title. In a different region of Outworld, Johnny Cage finds a village he presumes to be peaceful until the inhabitants attack him. Their queen, Inos, who looks identical to Sonya, commands Johnny to stop. Thinking it's Sonya, Johnny kisses her on the cheek. Inos retaliates, but before she can kill Johnny, the real Sonya appears and saves him. They defeat Inos together and leave in search of the others. In another region of Outworld known as the Living Forest, Kano and Liu Kang are camping for the night. Liu finds the stolen Tao Te Zhan. Kano reveals he can't get it open past the first page. All that is on the first page is a riddle. Liu solves it, but before they can delve further into the book, Scorpion appears and takes the tome and teleports away. Scorpion realizes that in addition to the riddle Lu solved, there are 6 more that must be answered before someone can claim the tome's power. Scorpion manages to answer 1 before Raiden appears and sends the tome flying off a cliff, claiming unleashing the Tao Te Zhan's power has consequences and no one should have it. Plummeting off the cliff, the book happens to fall into the hands of Johnny and Sonya. When they are camping in a cave later that night, Johnny manages to answer the next riddle. Sub-Zero appears and freezes them both, but doesn't finish them off. Instead, he only takes the tome and leaves. Sub-Zero retreats into the living forest where he manages to solve the next riddle. Elsewhere in the living forest, Kano and Lu are fighting off Outworld's mutants. As soon as they are defeated, Kano stabs Lu in the back and reveals he made a deal with them to be his distraction. Kano leaves Lu to die, determined to find the book he lost. However, Kung Lao, another member of the Order of Light, happens to be in the living forest. One of the trees attempts to stop him, but Kung Lao easily evades the attack and demolishes the tree. Lu thinks he's seeing a vision of the long-dead champion of Mortal Kombat that fell to Goro 9 tournaments ago, but it is in fact his descendant. It's revealed that each generation since the original Kung Lao was killed, a member of the Lao family has competed and died in Mortal Kombat. At some point, this Kung Lao was banished to Outworld. As a result, he knows the land well. After he stabilizes Liu Kang, Kung Lao decides to leave in search of healing herbs and vows not to fail. Meanwhile, Zagat decides to test out the power of the combatant on Mileena and Kitana, the daughters of Shao Kahn, before moving on to the Emperor himself. Baraka manages to sever one of the limbs of the combatant, but ultimately the group is defeated. Suddenly, Goro appears with a massive gun and obliterates the combatant. Zagat uses his magic to dismantle the weapon and invade the mind of Baraka to pit him against Goro. Goro tries to de-escalate, but Jax appears and declares he's there to find Goro. Shang Tsung didn't give him a physical description, so he doesn't know if any of them are Goro. Baraka attacks Jax, the two fight, but Jax is victorious. Reptile and Mileena want to aid Baraka, but Kitana commands them not to. However, seemingly under the influence of Zagat, Reptile refuses and attacks Jax. Goro hits Reptile away, saying he would hear out the one who traveled so far just to find him. Meanwhile, Kano and his mutant thugs confront Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero defeats the mutants, but Kano manages to sneak up behind him and knock him unconscious. However, Kano's victory is short-lived. Sonya has found him. Liu Kang awakes. Kung Lao's search for the healing herbs was successful and Liu is recovering well. Back at the battle for the Tao Te Zhan, Sub-Zero awakens but is attacked by Johnny. Johnny defeats Sub-Zero and manages to answer the next riddle before Raiden appears. Raiden discourages Johnny from finishing the last riddle but does not take the tome away from him by force. Johnny relents and freely gives the book to Raiden. Back on Shang Tsung's island, Shao Kahn has heard the tournament has been postponed and wants answers from Shang as to why. Shang explains the circumstances and Shao Kahn agrees to use his magic to teleport all the participants back to the island. Back at the battlefield where the combatant was destroyed, all present start to fade away as they are teleported by Shao Kahn's power. Goro believes he is being teleported back to Shang Tsung's island until he sees his destination. Zagat has brought him somewhere new for one final combat. Zagat transforms into his true form. Remembering how Abacus described Zagat's power, Goro refuses to fight the god. The lack of chaotic energy leaves Zagat unable to harm Goro, and the teleportation that was interrupted resumes and Goro is returned to the island. And that is where the story ends, with the participants reassembled on Shang Tsung's island ready to commence the Mortal Kombat tournament. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.